Today's video, 7 more things I no longer buy as a minimalist. Hello everyone, my name is Misty Nicole with LadyPrefersToSave.com. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you the second video in this series of 4 videos in 2018 on things I no longer buy at home as a minimalist. Because for me, it's not necessarily about anti-hauling or non-consumerism, though those are things that are important to our home. One of the categories that we are no longer buying at home is toiletries and general use products, and that includes toothpaste, deodorant, body wash, and face wash. There's a few reasons for this. First, it's simply easier to make my own. Second, it's generally a lot safer. A lot of people who were formerly in the beauty industry will throw products at you left and right, but often these products are so chemically laden, I just can't conceive of using them. I also have a lot of skin allergies, as does my daughter and my husband to a lesser extent, including PABA and a lot of preservatives, which are everywhere in the cosmetic industry, and so I try not to have them at home. Also, I like to know what's in my product and not have the first 3 or 4 ingredients on the bottle being things that I know what they are, and then the rest of them some hybrid product or a preservative or a coloring or some kind of shelf stabilizer. These are nasty, nasty products that I generally just don't want on myself, my person, or my family. There's also the fact that I don't want to support companies that test on animals. Another category that we have greatly minimized is music. We no longer buy physical CDs. We no longer really even buy digital downloads of songs, generally speaking. We use Spotify or Pandora or iHeartRadio, and we figure out what we want to listen to and make our own playlist. In fact, one of my husband's favorite things to do is to make both the little one and I playlist. He will leave them on our desktops, and it's generally something we really look forward to. They're very thoughtful and a great way to get through the cleaning at home. The third thing that we no longer buy at home as minimalists are Swiffer products. They, for a long, long time, were my go-to cleaning product, but they are just wasteful. In fact, you're spending about 40 to 50 cents each time you want to clean your floor, and the worst part is Swiffer cloths are plastic coated, meaning you cannot put them in the compost, and so you will more than likely have to throw them away, and they can stay in a landfill for half the amount of time that a plastic bag does. Also, many of these cloths have a lot of chemicals on them. Some of the off brands of Swiffer, in fact, also include formaldehyde as a preservative on these cloths. A lot of them are just not things that you really want to touch with your hands. And if you have little ones or pets, you really should think about the chemicals that you're reintroducing on your floor that little hands and little paws touch every day. We've replaced our Swiffers at home with reusable cotton head mops that I can easily throw into the washer, and then my husband put up a board and hooks outside of our back door so that I can air dry and sun bleach those. We also have a Bissell steam mop, and I will put the link to that in the description bar below. Another thing that we are no longer buying as minimalist at home is K-cups, and this was a super hard one for me because I love the convenience factor of them, but they are super duper wasteful, and I'll tell you briefly the journey in no longer using K-cups. First, I just want to be completely transparent in telling you I do own a Keurig machine. I own the 2.0 Keurig, and this was something that I did not get on review. I paid for this myself. I do use it daily. With that said, I do not buy K-cups. How this started was we had a local store nearby to us that was an office supply store go out of business when it changed hands nationally. As a result, a lot of the products in the store went 80 to 90% off retail. And so my husband, the generous, awesome guy that he is, bought a ton of K-Cups for me. He bought organics and Kahlua infused, you name it, he bought it. I had these K-Cups for several months before I started delving into them because I had my normal brand that I get on Amazon Subscribe and Save, so I was trying to move my way through one before moving on to the other. Then it dawned on me one day, I was noticing that our trash can, when we used trash cans at home before going zero waste, that there were so many K-Cups in the trash can. And so one day I opened up a K-Cup and to my dismay, I noticed something. Inside the K-Cup, there were literally about 3 cotton balls worth of batting inside the K-Cup. On top of that, of course, your metal aluminum seal. Below it, a different saturate matter, and compressed. When I pulled all of the used coffee grounds out of a cup and weighed it on my food scale, it was literally under a teaspoon of coffee. So as each K-Cup costs roughly 40 to 60 cents, that is such a wasteful amount of money. In addition to all of those cups that are not being recycled and are going right to trash. I then, as I moved into my zero waste journey, thought I could do better than this. Let me try to find a workaround. So I would literally pull them apart. I would put the cotton in the compost along with the coffee, wash the cups and the lids and the seals, and recycle those. Then something happened. In our municipality, they started not taking not only glass jars, but a lot of food-based plastic products. And come to find out, this is very common, especially in the United States. And so all of those K-Cups were going right back to trash. And so I went on Amazon, I bought a reusable K-Cup, and I have been using that ever since with organic coffee. Keep in mind, I do buy my organic coffee locally, and because I am able to put in a full teaspoon of coffee, I save myself a ton of money every year. In fact, I buy a little over 1 pound bag of beans. I self-grind, and so I went from paying 40 to 60 cents a K-Cup to around a nickel for a cup of coffee. Another thing we no longer buy at home is rose or plant food. And guys, you might not know this, I am an avid gardener from way back when. I grew up with my grandmother gardening nearly every day in season and definitely every day on the weekends. And so this is in my blood to do it. I have tons and tons of plants at home, everything from fruit trees to succulent gardens, pallet beds, you name it, I have it. It does get really expensive though when you go to fertilize and to enrich your plants, and so that was necessarily a consideration for me a while ago, and then I started reading about a lot of the really toxic things that are in products like Miracle-Gro, so I set out to make my own blend. I also have a DIY rose food. It costs literally around 25 cents to make plant food that will last you a couple months, and around the 50-cent mark to make my rose food. I will link those blog posts in the description bar below, but they are much safer, not just for yourself, your children that could be playing in the yard, also for the wildlife in your area, particularly in your backyard, especially and most sincerely the bees and the bee population. I know a lot of people are very afraid of them, but guys, they are intricate to our ecosystem, and so I definitely don't want to put out any chemicals that can interfere with their ability to pollinate. There has been a lot of studies that say, hypothetically, if all the bees died in North America, we would only have enough food storage for everyone in terms of both storage and accessibility for 5 years. That's very frightening. So I try to make an effort to make sure there's nothing impeding their progress in my yard. And one of the ways that we do that is by plant and rose food. Another thing that we no longer buy now as Minimalist are pet collars. They can be super duper expensive, somewhere I would say $6 to $10 for cat collars and around the $15–20 mark for dog collars. And this doesn't even include harnesses or leads or things of this sorting. We make our own. We actually crochet them. And last but not least, in terms of this particular video, we no longer buy plastic drinkware at home. This includes everything from family gatherings and picnics where we no longer buy red Solo cups. We also don't buy them for ourselves just because who needs stacks and stacks of plastic tumblers in the cabinet? We also don't buy them for the little ones. We actually went on Amazon and found bamboo and stainless steel sippy cups and small turtle cups for keeping in the bathroom or bedside for, say, water or brushing your teeth. We also found glass cups that are sippy cups, and when the little one was older, she switched to having a pint mason jar. I will list some of those products in the description bar below. A lot of them are on my Amazon shop, so I will put the link to that. There are a lot of amazing reusable products, and buying them once, you're going to spend a little bit initially more than you would for disposables, but you're going to save a lot of money overall. Something else I like, I don't entirely trust BPA-free labels on products. I don't trust corporations to put my family's safety first. I feel that that's my responsibility to do it. And so I definitely want to stay with products that are glass and bamboo and stainless steel first. And so I feel that not having plastic drinkware and such at home really is in line with that. That said, everyone, those are 7 more things that we are no longer buying as Minimalist at home. Thank you again so much for watching. I would love it if you would subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave me a comment below and let me know what you may not be buying at home as a Minimalist. I also wanted to share that I have started a new plant-based channel, and I will put that in the description bar below as well. I would love it if you would head on over there and subscribe, because I have a new recipe up from yesterday on vegan avocado egg salad that is not to be missed, and recipes coming out on that particular channel each Tuesday and Thursday. With that said, thank you again for watching. Please be kind to yourself and to others. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching.